When I was thinking about what to say today, I couldn't put my thoughts down on paper. My perspective was too small, not enough to capture all the months and memories we've shared here together. I kept thinking, and I realized that there has been someone here all along, something whose perspective will cover much more than mine. If you look at those windows, you will see it, watching us now as it has since we first came to the school upon the hill. This is a letter to our class from Big Blue. Dear class of 2023, right now, I'm thinking about when you shook Mr. Largay's hand as you walked into the front door on your first day of school, and when you met Miss Carey and heard her call you a beauty for the first time. I remember you looking up at the Percy Jackson books in 3rd grade and the Jackie Robinson poster on the wall in Miss Rochford and Miss Torov's classroom. I remember the flour mix on your hands while you made the state fair floats, and the wires on the hot glue guns while you made towns of cardboard and watery paint. I can still smell the oil from the Animal Rescue Project, and hear the laughter as you played Foursquare next to me. I'm thinking about the storytelling chairs you sat in at the Greek festival, and the sandals you wore with your chitons that made you feel like ancient royalty. I can see the stick-on gems that you added to your cardboard pyramids, and the red cash register at the plant sale. I remember the rainbow kite that was lost on Claflin to the wind and is still hanging there now. From 5th grade, I remember you flipping off the swings and getting wood chips stuck on your knees and in your hair. I remember the paper clips that held your Langston Hughes worksheets in place, and your parents making the dragon costumes for the play. I remember poems and plastic chairs and earning extra recesses, even though you were starting to get too old to be with me. Then, there was emptiness. I remember suddenly hearing about Chromebook chargers and Flipgrids and headphones instead of field day colors and the moving up assembly. I remember feeling small and imagining you try to use Zoom chats and emails to make up for your last months of lower school. I can still feel the springtime happiness, muffled by the fact that you didn't have anyone to share it with. I remember hearing about you wearing a mask for the first time and thinking you felt safe, but then months later, wearing the same one to school and feeling suffocated. I remember how scared you were of the webinars where the slideshow lined up the painfully detailed schedules of the first days of school, where you had to file into your classrooms at specific times, different days than the rest of the school, just to meet your teachers. I remember the caution tape holding you back from me. That year was distance and darkness. Nylon guitar strings letting ring chords that reminded you of the fear that you kept in the blue crates by your desk. But that summer, things started to shift from apocalyptic back to somewhat normal. You clung on to each other and tiptoed into 7th grade, trying to figure out how to go through middle school without a mask to hide behind. I remember hoping and dreaming of the day that you would come back, but instead you would turn to studying and crushes and style. Miss Armstrong's colorful smocks were traded for bar mitzvah dresses, and you drifted further from me. I remember your first real days as an athlete, blazing past me, boasting your brand new blue and gold. I remember Sykes and med bags and cleats, and being part of something bigger than yourself, learning to be one of 11 on Farfield instead of one in a classroom. I remember more homework, XYZ groups, Coke bottle caps flying across the center, and feeling so far away from you all. I remember your earliest capstone classes, icebergs, and ramped up expectations for the year to come. Last year, I watched the class of 2022's graduation much as I watch yours now, seeing your bright and terrifying eyes listening to poetry that scraped the surface of what your years here have been like. Then, you were the big kids, stepping into shoes whose laces were tangled, because no one really knows what they're doing when they're at the top. Their eyes on you, but your eyes on each other, waiting to see what you could make together, but being too scared to take the first step. I remember your lunches before SSAT prep, and starting to see you peel away to put on fancy clothes and sell yourselves with the resumes that you put together next to me. I remember captain's emails and the crew handshake that you made for the musical. I can smell Brugger's and ranks and see you proudly holding a Believe sign as you march through Spirit Day. I remember looking up at your plane as you flew towards the southwest, wishing I could see you all together to create one last chaotic masterpiece of an adventure. I remember being excited to see you walk by, but then your place with me was taken by your pre-K partners. You only visited on the way to the barn science lab when you stopped to give them a hug. You and I know they have no idea what's coming, but I do think I will miss them as much as I will miss you when their 10 years are up and they have gone through their birthday parties and dances, winter concerts, and late nights. I know you can't imagine them in your place right now, but soon enough, they will be sitting in the same chairs that you are. So, right now, think about what you can remember of your 10 or 6 or 2 years here. Think about the drawings on your hands and old beat-up workbooks and the bus ride to farm school. Remember brushing your teeth at Cardigan and tossing whiteboard markers across the room. Snacks during after school and early June popsicles. Soon, you won't be able to remember the score of Friday Night Hoops, all of your teachers, or everyone's last names. But you will remember these small things, as I am remembering them now. Please come back and visit once in a while. Dearly and sincerely, yours forever, Big Blue.